Right. Let's look at this one. Okay, 21. Now, usually for pie for pie chart, you need to know how to read the pie chart. Most of the cases, not many, I mean in the examinations, most of the cases you just need to read the information instead of drawing the pie chart. Therefore, make sure that you know how to get the information by looking at the chart. Okay, right. We start from this one. Okay, number 21. Okay, for this pie chart, okay, these two, okay, shows the favorite kinds of breakfast amongst the children and the teenagers. Now, it means for this pie chart, it shows the favorite kinds of breakfast for children, okay, and then in the other one is for teenagers, okay. Now, then in this case, you can see that the type of the breakfasts are the same, okay. We have sausage and egg, instant noodle, rice, bread, and pancake, okay, same types. But then you can see that the area of the sector is much is different, right? Now, therefore, for part 8, is instant noodle more popular than rice among the children? Okay, therefore, in this case, you should focus on this one only. Okay, no need to read the, no need to look at the one on the right. Okay, and then explain your answer. What do you think? Do you think that instant noodle is more popular than rice if you look at this one? Do you think so? And why? Do you know the reason, or how can you explain why you think that it is more popular? Why you think that it is popular? Joshua, you said yes, and then why? Any explanation for that? Or when you look at that, when you look at this one, how can you know that that one is more popular? Huh? Anyone want? What is that? Uh, okay. Now, okay, you want to find the angle of x, right? Richard. Now, of course, you can. It is, yeah, it is very good that you can first of all find the values of x here, because this one is 126 degrees, this is 27, this is 90 degrees, and then this is 54 degrees. And then after you have found x, then you can tell people that the main point the main point is that this part, if you compare these two parts, okay, you can compare the other one. You can compare the other one. Compare the area. Sorry, compare the area. Okay, and then part of the circle. This is the center, right? If I cut the circle in this way, this part is called sector. Sector. Therefore, you can see that the area of the sector for instant noodle and the area of sector for rice are different, and then one is bigger than this one. Okay, and then how can you tell which one is bigger? You can use the angle. Okay, therefore this will be the explanation. I will leave it to you. You try to write the explanation by yourself. right? And then part B, based on the two charts. Now, then in this time, you need to look at both, okay? Based on the two charts, Emily is just a name, okay, of a person, concludes that the number of teenagers who like instant noodle as their breakfast is twice that of the children. Do you agree? I think for this part, I think you need to find X first. Okay, after you have found X for part B, you need to find X. And then after find X, and then compare these two degrees. Okay, these two angles. And then I think this Emily, okay, compare these two angles. And then she thinks that the number of teenagers, this part represents the teenagers. Okay. Huh? Hold on. If we finish exercise finish 21 first, okay? Now and then in this case, okay, someone has found already. X should be 63. Therefore, in this case, after you have found X, if you look at the angle, okay, this one is 126, which is twice or double of 63. That's why Emily thinks that, okay, the number of teenagers who like instant noodle is twice that of the children. Okay, if we compare the angle, and then it is asking you, do you agree with Emily's thinking? Yes or no? Then you just explain your answer. Why you say yes or why you say no. Okay, think about it. I will leave this one for you. Okay, this is your homework. Okay, right. Um, Adrian, do you mean that I should also go through 17? Question 17? Because you said it is example 17. What do you mean? Oh, okay. 17. Right. Uh, let me see. Maybe if you, if we need to explain 17, then let me finish this page first, okay? Then we look at 22. 22. Because 22 is also included in your homework listed in Google Classroom, right? Let me double check. Right. Um, right. 17, for question 17 is not in your homework, but if you want me to explain 17, then let me finish 22 first, okay? Right. Then this time we look at 22, this one. Okay, and then this one, XYZ company uses the diagram on the right to illustrate its profits in 2014 and 2015. Illustrate has a similar meaning like show. Okay, it means the diagram shows the profits. Okay, one is for the profits in 2014, and then the other one is for 2015. Okay, and then you can look at, if you just look at the picture, just look at it. Okay, Find the percentage increase in the profits of the company from 2014 to 2015. Okay. Do you remember how to find percentage increase? First, what is the increase? In this case, how to find it? In this case, from 2014 to 2015. And then part A, you're asked to find the percentage increase in the profits of the company from 2014 to 2015. First of all, you ask yourself, what is the increase? How much is it? Or how do you find it? Choice of 63. What? Number 21. Number 22, we are talking about. Number 21 has already finished. we are we are here already. What do you think? 20 million. Okay. And you should have 40 minus 20. Okay. And then this is the units, $20 million. Okay. 20 million. And then if we want to find the percentage increase, in this case, 20 will be here. This is the increase. Okay. And then what is the original value? And then second thing you need to think, what is the original value? Oh, 40 minus 20 is 20, Adrian. And then how about the original value? From 2014 to 2015. Therefore, which one should be used for the original? Okay. Anyone? Here. If from 2014 to 2015, of course, this one, the data in 2014 should be the original, right? Okay, because for 2015, that one will be the new value. Now, therefore, in this case, if you look at 2014, also $20 million. Therefore, here, also 20, also 20, and then times 100%. Okay, this is percentage increase. Percentage increase. Okay, it means you should have the value increased in the at the top, which is the numerator, and then for denominator should be the original value. Okay, and then times 100%. Okay, but in this case, you can find that the increase is also 20. Original value is also 20 in this case. And then is the given diagram, then part B, is the given diagram misleading? Explain your answer. And okay, right. Then do you think that it is misleading? Then you just write what you think in this case, and then construct a bar chart to present the data. Now, you can have a simple graph paper, or if in this case, because we only have two data only. Therefore, in this case, if you want to draw a bar chart, if you don't have the graph paper, doesn't matter. You just draw the line. For bar chart, the case is that, for example, if you take the width to be 5 cm here, okay, if this represents the year 2014, then this part, which represents the year 2015, the width here should be 5 cm also. Okay. Okay, and then in this case, you just measure this length and then make this to represent $20 million. And then 40 should be the double. Then in this case, the bar chart should look something like this. Okay, therefore in this case, you don't need any graph paper. Of course, you need to label. For example, label this part represent the year, this part label it, and then with the units, and then you should give a title. Okay. Not strange. Just compare 2 years, two data. That's it. It's not strange. If you have graph paper, you can use graph paper. But because in this case, the the data are a bit simple, then if you use a ruler to make the measurement, you can do the pie chart also. Okay, no need to use graph paper. If you know how to use Excel to draw it, you can use Excel. It's okay for me. Right. Okay. And then I think from the very first beginning of the school, I usually ask you to do all your work in a classroom book, exercise book, instead of writing the answers in the textbook. For some of the class activities, okay, which are printed in your textbook with the spaces, then I may ask you to just write the answers on the textbook. But usually, I seldom ask you to work in your class in the textbook. Okay, right. Okay, and then once again, Adrian, do you need me to explain question 17? Just now you mentioned question 17. 17 is not listed in your homework, but do you need any explanation on that questions? And you need to let me get that question. 17. Okay. Just have a very brief, quick explanation on 17. Now for question 17, the table below shows Miss Ho's monthly incomes and saving. Okay, now these are the months. Okay, and then this is the income. Income means the money you get. Okay, saving, it means you keep some money that you don't spend. Okay, and then we say that we save the money. Okay, or the money is called saving. Okay, in the second half of this year, second half, therefore from July. Okay, July, August, September, October, November, and December. And then construct two broken line graph on the same diagram to show Miss Ho's monthly incomes and saving. Now this time it means we need to draw two broken line graph, but on the same diagram. Therefore, this time you need the graph paper. Okay, but I just show you how more or less how you do it. If you look at the data here, okay, maybe we better skip some of the values. And then this one should represent month, right? And then we have July, August, September, something like that. And then in this case, if you look at the smallest one, 4,500. Therefore, maybe you need to have 4,000 here. And then just see what graph paper you have, and then you try to count, see whether there's enough space, okay, for you, okay, to draw up to, what is the largest one? 18,000. Okay, now then in this case, if this is the graph paper, then for July, there will be 2 points you need to mark. Maybe I get maybe this one is okay. Then it means in July you need to mark 2 points. 6,000, okay, is the saving, and then 14,000 is the income. And then you can use different symbol. Okay, for example, you use the cross to mark the amount for the saving, and then you use a dot to mark the one for income. And then after you have, I show you one more, August, 4,500, and then income 11,000, something like that. Now, if you can, if you have pens with different color, I suggest you to use black and blue. Okay, don't use red pen. Okay, then in this case, you can use different color to draw the line. Okay, for example, for the broken line showing the saving, you can use the blue pen. And then for the one showing the income, you can use the black one. Then in this case, you have two broken line graphs on the same diagram. Here. It means you will have something like that. Okay, two broken line graph on the same diagram. Okay, that is the case. Of course, don't use pink and red if you do the examination. And then after drawing, this is part A. Okay, after for join the booker line graph. And then after drawing the booker line graph, assume that expenditure equals income minus saving. Expenditure, once again, it means the money you spend, the money you spend. Therefore, in this case, it means Miss Hoyes, okay, she receives some money, okay, every month, okay, maybe by working, right? And then some of the money, for some of the amount, she has spent it, okay, she spends some of the money. And then the other part, she does not spend, and then she save it, and then it becomes the saving. Therefore, the money she spends and the money she saves all together, okay, should be the income. Therefore, we have this part, expenditure equals income minus saving. And then you look at the graph. According to the graph in A, in which month did Miss Hoyes have the largest expenditure? Now, according according to the graph. Now, of course, if you have the data like that, you may think that I can calculate the expenditure, right? But sometimes you may be just given a graph. Therefore, for part B, okay, it wants to know that if you have the graph only, do you know how to look at look for the expenditure? Um, I should join this. This is an example only, okay? It is not the answer, okay? Okay, if this one represents saving, and then this one represent income. If you just look at the diagram, what do you think? Which part you think it shows a very big expenditure? You just look at the part of the graph. Which part? Yes, very good. Asian. Sometimes, okay, for daily life, sometimes you are just given the graph only. No data will be given to you. Therefore, you may say when you read newspaper, you may just have a graph like that. Okay, and then you are not given the data. Okay, or sometimes we just want to have a very quick impression. Okay, therefore, we don't need to really calculate the exact value. Okay, and then someone has pointed that look at this part, because you can see that the difference, okay, or the distance between this part is very big. Okay, therefore it means here the difference is represented by the distance here. This is the income. This part is the saving. Okay, therefore the length here actually, or the distance here actually represents the expenditure. And therefore compare with this part, okay, if this is for this is the date, if these are the data for a certain month, then it means the distance here represent the expenditure on in that month. Okay, therefore you can see that the gap here is narrower. Okay, this one is much bigger. Therefore, I can have a very quick impression that around this period, okay, the expenditure should be the biggest. Okay, sometimes we don't need the exact value. I mean, we don't need to really know the value or the number, how much is the expenditure. We just want to look at the graph, have a very quick look or very quick impression. Okay, which month, okay, she spends a lot of money. That's it. Okay, therefore in this case, we can get this information by looking at the graph. Okay, only. Okay, we don't need the data. Look up the the meaning from the dictionary. Exact value. We have that in the chapter about estimation. We talk about that. This is exact. This is exact. Okay, 1450 minus 7,000, which is 7,500. This is exact. But if I told you that this one minus this one is around 7,000 something, and then in this case, this is not exact. Right. Okay, then in this case, anyone have questions with your homework? Now, other than these questions, you also need to do this part. This part has been posted in the Google Classroom, and then you need to do the public exam questions. And then, if you have a very quick look, this one represents a year. Okay, and then it is pie chart. Then if you just look at it, I think you know how to do it. First one, you need to find X. It means the angle. And then total expenditure in that month. Now, for this one, it is given that, okay, Jack is not able to enter again. But Jack was here yesterday, right? Okay, right. For this one, 1750, which one? Transportation. It means if this part, okay, the amount, okay, she spent in transportation is 1750, and the corresponding angle for the center is 35 degrees. Therefore, can you find the total? If 35 degrees represent 1750, whole circle is 360 degrees, and then what will be the amount? Okay, and then after you have found the total, then you find the expenditure on traveling. Traveling will be this one. Then you need the value of X in this case. Okay, and then for this one, you also need to do this one. This is DSE sample paper. Okay, just a sample. Okay, not the real exam paper. But this one is this one is sent by the examination authority. Now, then in this case, it is also a pie chart. In the figure, the pie chart shows the distribution of the number of traffic accidents in different districts. Okay, and then the number of traffic accidents that occur in District A is 20%. It means this is 20%. District A. This part represents 20%. Oh no, 20% greater than District B. It means the number of traffic accidents, the number of traffic accidents in District A is more than the traffic accidents in District B. And how much more, which is 20%. And then you need to find X. And then is part B is the number of traffic accidents occurring in District A greater than that in District C. This part is unknown. Okay, and then you just think how you can tell whether the number here is more than the number here. Okay, try this one first. I will explain, talk about it later, but I hope you can try to do as much as possible, okay, for the public exam question, and then submit your answer in Google Classroom. Right, someone asked which one? Question 16, right? Let me see. Someone wants to ask question 16, I think. Okay, 16B and 16C. Let me have a look. Uh, okay, right. First of all, have you finished A? Oh, I remember. I asked you to finish B and C. Try to finish B and C, right? Okay. Uh, Part A. Salary should be this one. I don't have much space, so I don't write the unit, okay? And then utilities, right? And then others, raw material. These are the answer for part A, okay? And then for part B, how many percent of the total expenditure is the cost of raw material in August? Now, first, you need to find the expenditure for raw material in August. And then if you look at this one again, the cost of raw materials will increase by 25%. Therefore, this is in July. This is the original value. Okay, therefore, the cost for raw materials in August, okay, 25% more. Then how can you calculate? This is in July, 500,000. 500,000 is in July, And then in August, the cost will be 25% more because it increases by 25%. Then how can you find the cost for it in August if it is 25% more? Do you know how to find it? Right. Therefore, in this case, you use the one in July to be the original value. And then we have something more. Therefore, we times 1 plus 25%, right? Okay. And which is, I think someone has already done it, right? 62500, okay? Now, then in this case, in August, the others remain unchanged. Therefore, in August salary, it is still 300,000. Utilities also 150,000. This one, it is also 50,000. But this one, for the raw material, it becomes 625,000. Okay, then you ask to find the percentage. Then in this case, first, find the total. What will be the new total expenditure? Damon, your denominator is incorrect, the one you showed. Because now it is talking about August. The value you are using is the values in July. Therefore, the new total, what will be the new total in August altogether? Part B. Or we not, maybe we're writing this right. Total expenditure. You can just copy from the expenditure in August. How do you find it? Oh yeah. Yes, you can do it in this way, Damon. Or you can you can simply add these numbers again. This will be the total. And then now you want to find the percentage of the raw materials. Therefore, this one will be the total here after you have found this value, okay? Should be put here. And then the numerator will be the new cost for raw material, which is 625,000, and then times 100%. Okay? I think Damon is correct, but the case is that he just yeah, he has the part, the difference, 625,000 minus 500,000. You see clearly, Adrian. But he just forgot the bracket. That's why you misunderstood his writing. It means from original, this is 500,000, and then now come to, it increases to 625,000. And therefore, it means in August, the expenditure is this more than, this is in July. This is the part, okay, the increase in August. Okay, therefore, when we add these together, it is also, yeah, you try to, you calculate this one, Adrian. Check with that. And then construct a pie chart to show in percentages the distribution of the expenditure of the company in August. Now, then in this case, the angles, it will be totally different. Then in this case, you need to calculate the angles by yourself and then with the percentage. Therefore, you should create a table, for part C, raw materials, okay, salary, blah, 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 okay. And then you calculate the percentage. Okay, just now we have one here. Okay, this one should be from part B. And then for salary, we just use, and then you need the answer in part A, 300,000. And then, but the denominator will be different. And then times 100%. Okay, and then you have to finish this part first. And then therefore, the percentage for those for expenditure in August will be different from these. Okay, and then after getting the percentage, of course, you need to find the angles for the setter, and then you are able to draw the pie chart. Not all change. The percentage has changed, but the value of the expenditure, just the raw material has changed. Adrian, look at this part. Cost of raw material. I explained yesterday. Increased by 25%. And then while the other expenditure remain unchanged. Yes, the total expenditure is changed, but the change is that the change comes from the raw material. Therefore, the raw material in July, the cost is 500,000. In August, which is 625,000. Then in this case, the change of the cost in raw materials equals this one. And therefore, in August, the expenditure will be more by this amount. And therefore, you can calculate the total expenditure in August by using the one in July and then plus the change in the raw material. Then you will get the same amount, 1125000. It is just the same if you have all the, if you add the values yourself. It's just the same. It means there are two ways to calculate the total expenditure. Okay. Is this okay now? Any more questions? Any more questions? Okay, right. Now, if you don't have any questions at the beginning or up to this moment, okay, and then we will continue tomorrow, and then I would like to do the multiple choice questions with you tomorrow. Okay. Therefore, you can prepare. Okay. Means I want to take some time to do the multiple choice question with you. Okay, that's why you can try this one first. Okay, there should be 2 pages, 75 and 76. Okay, and then we'll discuss the questions tomorrow. Okay, right. Was I? If you have a look of the question first, don't always ask me whether it is a homework. I can just say that if you just do the homework, you can never get a high marks or you can never get a pass in the examination, especially when you go to the senior form. Okay, homework is just